today I'm going to be filming a makeup tutorial. My personal makeup style is going for a very natural and glowy look while kind of putting the focus on my eyes. So I personally have hooded eyes and I also have dry and sensitive skin. And now that we're transitioning into the spring, that means drier skin for me. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I prep my skin before my makeup. I also explain in detail how I do makeup for hooded eyelids, as well as how I achieve this glowy and natural makeup look. If you have hooded eyelids, also struggle with dry or sensitive skin, or you just want to know how I achieve this makeup look, then this video is for you. Let's get right into it. So now I'm gonna go straight into the base makeup. I'm using this cushion packed and I'm going to distribute this all over my face. And this base is also very buildable. So I like to go in with a very light layer at first. So I'm gonna use a brush to blend things out. This really helps the product to be evenly distributed on my face. So now that step is done, I'm going to use a wet sponge to blend things out. And for the concealer, I'm gonna go in the parts where I have more darkness or redness, so kind of like around the mouth, the nose, and any places where I have any blemishes, which thankfully I don't have any right now. I usually do, because I have sensitive skin. Also going in with the smile lines, redness under the nose, and taking kind of like the leftover product, I'm gonna go in on my under eyes. And I also don't like to put concealer directly on my under eyes because I feel like the concealer gets stuck in between the wrinkles because of the skin around your eyes are really thin. So I like to use this liquid concealer to cover up thicker parts of my skin, and then I like to use a cream concealer to cover up my under eyes later. I also have like dark circles like on the inner corners. Like I don't know why that happens, but I just do. I'm gonna go in with a sponge again and blend this out. Blend everything out. Now I'm gonna use a cream bronzer to just bronze up my skin a bit. So I like to go on the cheekbones, on my jawline, on my temples like this. And then I also like to use some as eyeshadow. The sponge again. This product is also very lightweight. First, I'm gonna blend out using the side of the sponge. Make sure to blend it into your hairline. You don't want like a line like along your hairline. We're gonna use the flat part of the sponge to blend it out once more. And then for the eyelid, I'm gonna use this angled brush to just bronze up my whole eyelid. Just gonna use my hands too. And now I'm gonna move on to using powder products. First thing, I'm gonna use the blush. It's NARS Orgasm. Like I've used like the same blush for like 5 years now and my entire cheek area. After the blush, I'm gonna go in with the bronzer in the same palette. And basically what I'm gonna do is go over the places that I went over with the cream bronzer. Kind of go up like into my hairline. I'm also not using a lot of product. And the point of this is to kind of blend things out. And with the same angled brush, I'm going to go over the same parts on my eyelid and make it more pigmented. And now the next step is eyeshadow. I'm going to be using this Too Faced palette and I'm gonna use this pink shade and this color together. I'm gonna take this color on this flat brush. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're gonna blend it out later. So for people who have hooded eyelids, apply the color while you're looking down at first. And now I'm going to be using this blending brush, dab it into this brown color here. Because I have hooded eyes, when I apply the color at first while looking down, I can't really see like where the color is when I look up. Look up and see how the color goes on for your eye shape. I'm gonna go in with my hands, just blend it out. Now I'm gonna repeat the same process, but I'm gonna show you in a different angle. Just apply the color on the eyelid. And then using the blending brush, get the inner parts. And now I'm going to be using this Tarte palette So I'm going to be using this color and this color to outline my waterline. Also, if you have hooded eyes, I feel like if you use eyeliner for your entire eye, the product tends to get smudged. And also it looks a lot more natural. And now I'm using this brick red color on an angled eyeliner brush. Look down and get like the tight line, like the parts that you would normally go in with eyeliner, really close to my lash line. After I do that, I like to use the same color on this blending brush. I'm gonna go out on this part of my eye. Blend it out. So the next step after that is curling my eyelashes before the mascara. Again, because I have hooded eyes, my eyelashes don't really they kind of go down because of the fat on my eyelids that's weighing them down. I like to get the eyelashes, grab the eyelashes by the root as I'm looking down, like this. And then when I have them on the curler, I like to look up and curl it according to my eye shape. And then same process on the other eye. Now we're gonna do the mascara. I like to do the eye makeup first and then do the eyebrows to match the eye makeup. So I'm gonna go in at the root at first and then brush out to the tip. With mascara. Really get in close to the lash line. The eyeliner is the one step in my makeup that has actually changed over time as I kind of get to know my eye shape a bit better. For the eyeliner, I like to do a small wing at the end and also line the inner part of my eye here. And what that does is it elongates my eye as well as accentuating my natural eye shape as my eye kind of goes up. And bring you in closer. I have the shape now, so I'm going to sharpen the edge. And now that I have this outline, I'm going to connect it to the rest of my eye while kind of looking down. And always have a cotton swab prepared, so I never really get the center of my eye, when I look up straight. So this is my eyeball, and this is where the eyeliner should end, here. Now I'm gonna get the inner corner here. Stopping at this end of the eyeball, here. Now I'm gonna do the other eye. And at this point, I'll be able to see that some oil has been produced on my skin, but that also means that the base makeup has almost completely absorbed into my skin. And then I'll use this translucent powder to just go over my face. And this is when I'll set my skin. I'm gonna use a setting spray. Now we're going on to the last step of the eyes. While I was curling my eyelashes, applying mascara, a lot of the color kind of smudged on my eye, and I want the pink to be a lot more prominent. After we put the setting spray, there should be some more moisture on the eyelid, which makes the color more pigmented when you reapply it. Just looking down, just reapplying the color. And now it's time for the eyebrows. I'm gonna brush my brows up. I'm gonna use this eyebrow pencil that's really thin. And now I'm gonna outline the bottom part of my eyebrows to get the shape. And now that I'm doing the eyebrows after I did the eye makeup, I kind of know how much I should elongate my eyebrows. And then going in at the top, I'm not filling in any of the sparse spots on the actual eyebrow. I'm just drawing out the outline. And then now I'm gonna use this waxless powder pencil. So this was to outline my brow shape. And then now I'm gonna use this to actually fill in the sparse spots. The color doesn't actually really come out on the skin. That's why it makes it look so natural, because the product actually grabs onto the hairs and not the actual skin on your eyebrows. I just do little strokes with a very light hand, following my natural brow shape, starting in with the arch. At the front, I'm gonna stroke upwards. And then I'm gonna use this spoolie to brush out everything to really blend it out. I also hate having unnatural eyebrows. Clean it up a bit. And then I do this one thing, but I use my fingers to. And then now I'm gonna take a look at the entire face in the full mirror. And I feel like the eyebrows are a bit too light. So the one tip that I have for making your eyebrows look natural but still kind of match your eye makeup is to darken the arch only, if you do need to make them darker or thicker. And then it just makes your brows look a lot more defined without actually having to darken the entire eyebrow. I usually skip this step, but I'm just gonna show you anyways. It's a browcara. I'm gonna transfer it onto a different spoolie because when I use this straight out of the bottle, it tends to make it look more clumpy. Starting with the middle of my eyebrow, I'm just gonna stroke upwards. It's also to hold my eyebrows and make them stay up all day. Do this. And now I'm going to be using a cream concealer to cover up my under eyes. And the reason why I'm doing this step towards the end is because I wanted the other products to really sink into my skin. Your skin is the thinnest around your eyes, meaning that it's harder for the product to absorb. So when you give it ample time for this part to kind of like chill and like just like absorb the product, it just blends in a lot more naturally. I recommend using your hands to apply concealer around your eyes because the heat of your hands will really melt the product into the skin. Tap that underneath. And I'm not gonna blend it out right away. I'm gonna use this middle shade to go over my laughing lines, smile lines. And after, I'm gonna use a brush with a very light hand, go up. And then I think that this gives like a more like airbrushed finish. And then the last step is cream blush. This is like the best cream blush I've ever seen. It just blends in so nicely. I broke the top, but there's also this thing at the bottom, so it's also portable. You can use this, but I prefer to use a wet sponge. I transfer the product directly onto the sponge. Smile. And clearly, as you can tell, I love using a lot of blush. And then I'll go in with this angled brush again, put some color on my eyelid to just make this color go with the cheeks. And because this is a cream product, I feel like it makes you look a lot more glowy. I hate matte makeup. It just makes my skin look really dry. The only way to do makeup for me is to go with like very glowy products. I actually don't do anything for my lips. These three are my favorite lip products. These are all lip balms. I like to keep the lips really natural, so I only use lip balms. And then because I'm just feeling it, I never wear a lip gloss anymore because we have to wear masks, but today I'm not wearing a mask. I'm filming a video. The final step is more setting spray. And voila, we're done. This is the finished look. I tried to go for a very natural skin finish as well as kind of accentuating my eyes. So this is the final look. I'm really feeling my makeup right now. Let me show you what this makeup looks like in different lighting. This is what it looks like in the sun. This is what it looks like in front of artificial lighting. So that was the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.